I think that if you give a child a number of toxins that affect the way the brain develops or the immune system develops, and then you hit them with a whole bunch of live viral vaccines, then the immune system just says, wow, what was that? It can't cope. It's never been asked in the history of the human race to cope with that kind of assault. And the assault is growing. The future of the pharmaceutical industry is largely in vaccines. So the rate of assault on children grows on a daily basis. And we don't even have baseline safety studies on these vaccines.
We allow studies on safety for vaccines using crazy things as placebos, which actually violates the ethics around placebo and how you test vaccines, because it's not the latest beneficial treatment, it's not an inert substance, but yet everybody gets away with it. The Prevnar vaccine, when it initially came out, the initial Prevnar, which had 7 antigens, was tested against an experimental Meningitis C vaccine. When that vaccine was pulled and they came out with a new Prevnar vaccine, the Prevnar 13, that vaccine was tested against a placebo of the old Prevnar vaccine. This is just the game that's being played, and the FDA allows it to happen. That's the real upsetting part of this, is that the FDA is fully aware and helps design these studies. They help Merck and Glaxo and Baxter. So the FDA has been complicit in designing these studies with these, faulty or false placebos that violate these ethical standards.
There's so much money behind it, so much political muscle behind it. The reality is that this pull has gotten inculcated into the medical culture, into medical schools, it's passed down, etc. And when you look at the standards of evidence that are demanded for things in our culture relative to healthcare, the kinds of randomized, blinded, controlled clinical trials that are mandated as evidence-based medicine, etc., and you try to apply any standard remotely like that to vaccines, vaccines would never make it a day.
What we need now, and what the public have been asking for, is a comprehensive study of vaccinated versus unvaccinated individuals. And that study is awaited with great interest. And the CDC should be nowhere near it, because they've got skin in the game.